Where the fuck do I start? Uh, well, I guess we all know the situation right now. You know, the current world situation, the pandemic, if that's what they're calling it now, and I'm not here. I'm not doing this video to cause any fucking panic or anything like that. I just kind of wanted to chat about some things in relation to what's going on with me and just kind of a general sense of what's going on. So I think the first thing is that this whole situation really pisses me off. And the reason why is because, first of all, our neighbors to the south have been, I don't know if you'd call it negligence, but they haven't been very proactive in, trying to mitigate at least the US side of the what's happening there as far as the coronavirus goes. And it's I think that if they had been a bit more proactive about it and not getting rid of specific medical and all that kind of shit things, I think that they would be in a much better situation. But I mean, we could get into politics, and it is very frustrating and it makes me so angry, and just it just makes me really angry. And I look at Canada, and I think we're okay. I mean, our population is relatively spread out. If we're gonna see any kind of if anyone gets affected, it's gonna be definitely in the major city, because there's just too many people there. But like I said, I'm not trying to spread panic or anything. I'm just kind of discussing what's going on and kind of what my feelings are around the situation. I think the thing that pisses me off the most, and this has nothing to do. I mean, it's related, but is I just fuck, like I hate being isolated. I hate this fucking shit. Like when we're my band and I were trying to prepare for fucking live shows here, and yes, I get it, it's a third world problem, but it's, for me, it's my mental health resides in my music and my live shows and my artistic endeavors. And when you get limited, when it's limited for me to do those things, it takes a toll on my mental side. And one of the big things is isolation. And today I got the word that I'm going to be working from home, at least for the next week, because our office, there's too many people coming in and out of not just our personal office where our business is held, but also the building that it's in. There's too many people in there. You don't know where they've come from. You don't know how many people they've exposed to and how many of those people have been exposed and all that kind of stuff. And it's just because our business is people focused and centric. Like I work for a coaching business, like life and career and business and all that kind of stuff, and typically the meetings are held in the offices. You just don't know where these people are coming from. Some of these people have come off trips and all that kind of stuff. So my boss has basically said, just to mitigate risk, We are going to be working from home, which is fine. There's nothing wrong with that, and I kind of do agree with them because you never know, and you don't know who's coming into the building and all that kind of stuff, and it really is too risky. So, and the other thing is one of my bosses. He happens to be my brother, and I'm sorry if I mentioned something here, but he has asthma. Fortunately, it's under control, but it's still risk. I mean, you don't know what's gonna happen there, and if he can mitigate his risk by not coming into the office, then that's good. And because I don't want to see him die. I don't want to see him, I don't want to see him suffer, and you know, like I don't know about the other two members in the office, but being that he's my brother, I don't like seeing him that way, and I know he's anxious and stressed, and it's making me fucking anxious and fucking stressed. Not so much for myself, but for him. So some of you know my brother, so yeah, it's just, and so the best way to sort out that situation is by limiting our contact with anyone. So fortunately they can do their coaching and stuff like that via whatever, either it's over the phone or FaceTime or whatever the fuck, or Skype messaging or whatever the fuck it is. So fortunately they can do it that way. Fortunately my job is fairly easy to do on my own. I mean, I've got the I don't know if you can see the pretzels in the kitchen there. Yeah, it's a little too dark, but yeah, I've got an iMac there with a dual screen. Fortunately, I can do my work from home as well. All I need really is an internet connection, and I just fortunately got a new internet, so which is a very good, very, very good internet. So I don't have to worry about going over data and allowance and shit like that. So yeah. Some of the other things, I mean, I guess this video is more about because this is more of a Twitch video than anything. I'm just kind of going over the situation and telling you my frustration. Like, for me, isolation has always plagued me ever since I moved to this city. I don't know why. And my first album was it was written because I was isolated and fucking depressed and angry, and out of honesty, I'm kind of thankful for that, because if I wasn't feeling that way, that album wouldn't have happened and Twitch would not be a thing. So I'm glad that was the situation. And over the years, I've dealt with isolation a lot, and it sucks. It sucks because you can't see your friends when you want to, or they're too fucking busy, or whatever the fuck it is, right? And yeah, it fucking sucks, and it's frustrating, and sometimes it's like, oh fuck, like I just want to be around people, but because the situation is what it is, I'm not sure exactly what we're gonna do about live shows yet. Yeah, I'm not sure what we're gonna do about live shows yet. I'm kind of waiting a little bit to see how things roll in the next few days. My guitarist and I are meant to get together and rehearse this next week on Tuesday, but I'm not sure if we should. I'm just gonna give it a few days here and just see what it looks like as far as the data goes out online and stuff like that. We were meant to rehearse. I was meant to not rehearse, but to jam with this drummer guy we're trying out. But he has asthma as well, and he messaged me on Thursday just saying he's not going to be doing rehearsals, at least, or practicing or jams, at least for the next little while, because I'm not sure to what extent his asthma is. I don't know if it's worse than my brother's, but I totally get it. Like, you don't want to risk, getting fucking infected and then, maybe, getting really fucking sick, right? So, so we're not going to be doing anything with him until this shit gets sorted out. We've got some ideas as far as how we can do things, or him and I are coming up with ways we can still rehearse, but maybe not in a in-person sense. There's maybe some tools we can utilize to do that. I just told him not to worry about it, because if he can practice at home, then it's all good. I mean, he has every single piece of music I've written, I think, for Twitch, if I'm not mistaken. So he has access to that, and he can, figure out his parts and his drumming parts and stuff like that for that, and that kind of thing. So I'm giving him a couple of days here to determine whether or not it'll be okay to have my guitarist over, Brooke. If it's not looking good, then I'll just do solo rehearsals up until it's okay. And Brooke, I'm going to suggest to Brooke to do solo rehearsals as well. And that brings me to the final couple of points here. As far as live shows go, well, I want to do them, but I don't know if it's too risky right now to do any kind of live show, or because that's the thing, like, is this too sensationalized by the media, or is the media just being proactive and trying to get the word out that this exists and that we need to deal with it? And then there's all these people panicking shit because they're taking it the wrong way, or so. And then it's also like what's going on the government levels and shit like that. So for now, like I said, I think if things get better in the next little while, we're gonna start booking gigs. But for now, I think we're gonna try and do something with online, like a live stream or something. Well, that's probably what we're gonna do, is we're gonna be doing live streams and getting that shit out to you that way. And it may be just me doing solo live streams, which I'm fine with because I've done solo sets before. It fucking sucks, but I guess it's what I have to do. And yeah, so I think that's it. I just kind of wanted to tell you guys what my thoughts are. Like, for me, isolation is very hard. It fucking sucks. But it's, if I have to do it, I have to do it. And, like one of my blog posts I said, isolation is shitty, but there's ways you can cope. Obviously, some of those ways won't work now because going to a coffee shop may not be the best idea to do, that kind of stuff, because there's too many people in there or whatever. So, where was I going with this? Yeah, some of those tips won't work, but yeah, it takes its toll mentally because the live show for me is the payoff. That's the end result, and I find when I don't do that stuff, I get very well, not very, but it's very mentally, I guess it is very mentally taxing. And just because, I mean, that's my dream, is to play live in front of people and, you know, that kind of stuff. And that is the payoff. That's when I write music, it's written with the live show in mind, and I'm thinking like how I'm gonna perform it, what I'm gonna be pressing on my keys, all that kind of stuff, triggering what samples, you know, that kind of stuff. So you know, it is tough, but there's nothing I can do about it. So yeah, there's nothing I can fucking do about it. And if this is the way it has to roll for the next little while, and I have to do live streams, then that's what I'm gonna do. So as far as like seeing friends and stuff, you know, I'm gonna give it a little bit, see if it's okay. If it's not, I'll be FaceTiming with friends. Like I've already FaceTimed with a friend today, Slava. If you're watching this, hey. Yeah, I FaceTimed with Slava. It was excellent conversation. We're just talking about the whole situation and all that, and talking about music and stuff like that. But yeah, he actually has some good information regarding COVID-19. You should actually check out his Facebook page, his profile page, because there's some excellent information in his profile. I'll probably be linking those pieces of information in the description of this video on YouTube. And yeah, because I think it's probably important that you have those pieces of information so you can make your cautious but educated decisions. And yeah, so I think I got everything out that I needed to. Yeah. I guess the last thing I have to say here is, you know, stay safe, and you know, if you have to self-isolate, even if you're not feeling sick, or whatever, you know, do it. Because if you have to, only if you have to. If you don't have to, then obviously go for a walk. Not saying don't go for walks. That's something else I'll be doing. Is I'm still gonna go for walks and stuff. Obviously, avoid people as much as possible until this situation gets better. And yeah, FaceTime with your friends and family, and you know, make sure you tell your families and friends that you love them, because you never know. So anyway, that's it. That's all I wanted to say. You know, stay safe, and yeah, don't get too fucking caught up in the isolation. If you're like me, who lives on my own, you know, find something to learn, find something to do. Like if you have I have a keyboard here. I don't know if you can see that. I can spend time learning that. I can spend my time doing music stuff after work hours. I can spend my time learning stuff and transferring my samples over to my laptop, and you know, just just doing stuff creatively. Learning new things is a great way to to keep your mind occupied and stuff. And honestly, don't be afraid to reach out if you're feeling a little isolated and lonely and stuff like that. Like if you fucking wanna you talk to me, like fuck, let's have a Skype chat or a FaceTime chat or whatever the fuck works for you. So, yep, that's it. Uh, Stay safe, and uh, do what you can. Stay positive, and can't stop, won't stop. Fuck yeah.